Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of examples that will help you with your Unit 5 review, Task 3B. So first, the first section you guys should see is talking about scale factor. So these are obviously different than the problems that you have. I'm going to show how to find scale factor when going from big to small and when going from small to big. Okay, so remember, essentially scale factor is, let me open up my screen sketch here. Scale factor is when we want to know what we're multiplying by in order to go from the bigger shape to the smaller shape, or the original to the new. So essentially for this, we're trying to figure out 12 times what equals 6. Well, I don't know what that is off of the top of my head, so I can work backwards, and I can do 6 divided by 12. You could think of that like 6 over 12, which simplifies to 1/2. Or you could do 6 divided by 12, which would be 0.5. Each of those are going to be acceptable answers for your scale factor, right? Because if I did 12 times 1/2, I would indeed get 6. Same idea for big to small. I want to know 5 times what equals 15. Now, most of us know that that's 3 off the top of my head, so the scale factor is going to be 3. Now, if you're working with numbers where you don't automatically know what the answer is going to be, you can still use that strategy that I just showed you of working backwards and doing 15 divided by 5, and you still get 3. Okay, so that is how you would do scale factor. Next, finding the missing side lengths. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use corresponding sides to help us figure out the missing side lengths. So I'm going to do some color coding here. I think I'm going to use this side length and this side length, and then the missing side length is the one that's labeled as X, so I'm going to use that one and that one. So I am going to set up a proportion. So I'm going to say, okay, if the ratio is 9 to 3, or 9 over 3, needs to be equivalent to X over 5. X over 5. Okay, once you have that, all you need to do is cross multiply. When we do that, we would get 9 times 5, which is 45, equals 3 times X, so that's 3X. Now we just solve, divide by 3, and we get X equals 15. So that side length is 15. And we can see that that pretty much makes sense because in this triangle, we have 9, 12, and 15 is the longest side. And over here, 5 is the longest side. So that is at least a little bit of a hint that we're on the right track. All right, and then for the last section about scale drawings, you can refer to the other video that I've attached to today's assignment.